What's up, everybody? It's playoff time, baby. What's up, everybody? Like I said, man, it's playoff time, baby. 49ers beat the Cardinals. Great win today, man. I love it. I came on a little late because turns out a couple other people were scheduled to run their streams at the same time as me. So I kind of waited it out a little bit to see if things kind of died down and I kind of jump in there a little bit later. But yeah, man, thank you everybody for being here. I already got one of my buddies backstage. I see you, David. But yeah, man, really great game. I'm gonna get my boy David McNiner in here. You ready, bro? Cool. Hell yeah, man. How are you doing?
Going on.
Nice flag.
Thanks. That's just the start. Well, wrong shoulder. That's just the start of it. I actually have enough space over here for a vertical 3x5. So I'm going to put that there. And then I always keep winning cards off Mariah and Tara's stream. And John Jay also sent me some. So they're going to go like under this flag. What the heck? Wrong shoulder. They're going to go under this flag. I'm going to have a whole bunch of picture frames, and then I'll figure out a way to get my hats up there. And I'm just going to keep adding to it. Eventually there'll be but I'm thinking about putting a big old 49er neon on the ceiling.
Yeah. I'm going to get one of those, hopefully, that says Niner Gang Wolfcast. I was talking to Aaron from 49ers First Takes about it because he has a 49ers First Takes one, and it's really nice. It looks clean. It's badass, man. So I'm going to try and get one of those.
I don't think neon's actually that expensive to get done anymore, but I don't know. I haven't actually done that for a long time. I used to have when I was young, I used to have a bar in my house.
Dope.
So, it was like, yeah.
I'm definitely gonna get one of those floating helmets that rotates. I've been wanting one of those for a long time. But man, dude, 49ers on a 10-game winning streak, first time in franchise history, man. It's badass. The 9-game win streak hadn't been done since 1997. So that's really cool. 13-4, the 49ers finished the regular season 13-4. Which is, I don't want to brag or anything, but that was my prediction. Granted, that was with Trey Lance, and we've had a whole crazy thing going on with the quarterback position, so things turned out a little differently than I thought, but the record still remained the same as I predicted, man. So it's really cool, man. What are your initial thoughts about, just how we finish out the season and maybe how we started the season?
We finished hot. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the start of the season, I've always looked at it like you look at the Patriots in the early Tom Brady, Bill Belichick days. They'd start out, 2-3, 3-4. They would start out that way, but then they'd end the season on a streak, go into the playoffs hot. And pretty much a lot of the teams, like the New York Giants, who beat us in 2011. Speaking of, I want revenge, but when that happened, they weren't even close to the playoff team halfway through the season. But then towards the end part of the season, they won some straight games. Their pass rush got hot, and they got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're on a 10-game win streak, and I'm honestly hoping that we can make it. How many playoff games is it? Let's see. You got wild card. You have the divisional, you have the championship, and you have the Super Bowl. So that'll be 14 straight if we can pull this off.
Yeah.
And, I mean, in today's game, in my opinion, I kind of think Brock Purdy was holding back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he was ordered to by Shanahan. I think he was like, just take it easy. I don't want you showing too much right now. Let's just... do enough to win the game, and we'll see what happens in the playoffs type of thing. Shanahan, I'm honestly thinking that he might be pulling the tricks out of his sleeve this year.
Yes, sir. I believe so. If with the versatile quarterback that we have now, man, now is the time in the playoffs. And you touched on a few really good points, man. I'm gonna hit up Rafael 5629er real quick. Being in the house, everybody, thanks for being here. He says, "What's up, Niner Gang Wolfcast and everybody? Hope he's having a great day and enjoying the win." Juan Jose Real says, "Hey brother, congrats on the number 2 seed. Your defense is badass. I still got the Niners winning the NFC. You guys keeping the way you are. You guys can win it all. All my predictions: Niners versus Bills Super Bowl." That's my prediction as well, man. We'll see. The Chiefs got the number 1 seed today, and so did the Eagles for the AFC and NFC. So we're going to see how all that plays out. Chiefs are a really tough team to go against. That offense is ridiculous, man, with that quarterback that they have over there. So we'll see how it goes. 49ers Chiefs, 49ers Bills, but has yet to be seen. The Bengals are a really good competitor themselves. Go ahead,
So
David.
that's something I got to mention. So Joe Burrow has not been defeated by Patrick Mahomes,
I did not know that.
and I mean the Bengals are actually one of the hotter teams going in right now. And
Yep.
then the Bills, they've been up and down, but they could beat any team. I mean that's a 3-team race over there.
Yeah.
Over here in the NFC, I mean, the Eagles are backing into the playoffs. I honestly look at Green
Yeah.
Bay like that. They might be just as big of a threat as the Eagles are.
Yeah.
Which Sunday Night Football update? It is Detroit 3, Green Bay 9 with 5:30 left in the second. But if Detroit wins, then neither of them make the playoffs because it'll be the Seahawks. If Green Bay wins, they make the playoffs. Detroit can win right here and not make it because they got beat by Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know the Seahawks are definitely counting on that today. So yeah, there's 6 teams for the NFC that are decided going into the playoffs. There is one more slot open. The AFC has already been decided. So yeah, this last Sunday night football game is to decide the last spot for the NFC playoffs. And Juan Jose Real, thanks for being here, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. Thanks for tapping in. Brandon Ferrigno, what's up, brother? Good Niner win. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Hey, likewise, man. Definitely did. So I appreciate you. Juan Jose Real says defense wins championships. Go beat them Giants. And I think the Vikings are set to play the Giants. Actually,
yeah, we get either the Seahawks or the Packers, depending on who wins this game right here.
yeah. So the last time those two teams played, I believe it was 27-24 Vikings win. So a close game, man. The Vikings might have their work cut out for them the second time around, even more than they did the first time.
I think that was at Minnesota too. So when it comes down to it, it's like the Giants could pull that off.
Yeah, second time around, tougher matchup. We'll see how it goes. Got Cowboy Angel in here. Says 10 in a row. Let's go. Hell yeah, baby. Thanks for being here. But you touched on a couple.
How about that stat though? Like 15 teams we've played. This is games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
The 15 teams have lost after playing us.
Yeah. And
so,
take it.
We wreck teams, bro. We wreck teams. It's not like, we don't just beat you. We wreck you.
Yeah, definitely. Hammer you into the ground, man. The 49ers play a physical style of football. And here's the thing about it. 0-15, those opposing teams, take it how you will. Some people will say, hey, you guys played shit teams and you beat them up real bad. Of course, they're going to lose the next game, especially depending how they're matched up in their schedule for the very next week following you guys. Some other people would say, hey, the Niners beat the crap out of them so bad that they're just they washed them, man, and they just can't play the same the very next week. They can't bounce back from that beating. But yeah, man, you touch on a couple good things where I think Kyle Shanahan is keeping things in his pocket. The game started out a little weird. That trick play, first and foremost, that the Cardinals come out with and score a touchdown on the very first offensive play they have, their first possession. Diamador Lenore, even though AJ Green is double covered. So that's ridiculous. We can't let that happen again, man. And I don't know why Diamador Lenore again was the guy matched up on the way bigger receiver. That should be Mooney Ward. Now I understand the zone coverage. There's different assignments on the different levels of the field, so that's why Lenore was on him. But still, man, it's
Well,
crazy. Double
Mooney Ward
coverage, you
was,
let him catch it. Go ahead.
yep. Mooney Ward was locking down their other receiver because their other receiver is very shifty and speedy.
Mhm.
So that was Mooney Ward's assignment, was lock him down.
But
And
that
then
was
Lenore's like, it's like go play the old guy, but then the old guy says, "I'll show you old" on the second play of the
yeah,
game. But I mean, yeah, that was like, we actually did that against the Dolphins too. You know, Trent
yeah,
Sherfield, that 77, I think it was around 77 or 80-yard touchdown that he caught.
yeah.
It happened then too. I
The
mean,
Trent,
all the points they scored were in the first half. They didn't score against us in the second half. So that was, good adjustments by D'Amico Ryans to pull that out, and then the offense got rolling. We got up big, and here comes Josh Johnson and company. I was like, "Who's 17?" It was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I know who 17 is."
yeah, yeah, man. Oh, what was I gonna say? Damn it, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, basically, well, okay, it was about the defense. We're talking about Diamador Lenore. AJ Green's a little old, like you were saying, and for NFL years, but he's still like he's almost as big as Devonte Adams, if not the same size. So I don't know, man. We got to clean that up. There's two guys on him. Diamador Lenore's a nickel cornerback, a true nickel, so he should be on the shiftier, quicker guys, I think. And then Charvarius Ward's a little bit bigger than him, so he should be playing the bigger guys. Um, I do think the game plan going into this game was very basic, that the 49ers were kind of in playoff mentality, and it looked like they started off a little uninterested. And it kind of leads into this question that CG 49ers Talk is asking. Because, well, first of all, CG, thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate it, man. Everybody go check him out if you haven't already. He's getting his new channel up to 1,000 subscribers pretty soon. So go help him out. He says, should we adjust better? And the way I see it is, like I said, the 49ers started out the game kind of uninterested, playing on skates a little bit, playing a little conservative. And I feel like going into the second half, you couldn't really adjust any better than that, man. So I think the 49ers adjusted really, really well in the second half, man. It's pretty damn awesome.
We really did. I mean, coming out of the first half with the lead, and then making adjustments at halftime, and then coming out and dominating the game. That's just how you win football games. I
Yeah.
mean, getting up big in the first quarter, and putting the screws to them to the point where they're on their heels the whole rest of the game is nice, but that's just it doesn't really work out that way with us most of the time. It takes us a minute to get going, kind of like in the season we started out 3-4, and we ended up 13-4. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
last year we started out 3-5, we ended up 10-7. So.
I told everybody, man, that we'd win out after the bye week. And sure enough, it happened. There were some naysayers. I did have the Dolphins game was in question. Who would have thought that the Raiders game probably would have been our toughest matchup after the bye week? Who would have thought? That's crazy.
I didn't see that coming. I honestly thought we would dominate that game,
Oh my
and
God.
it was an excellent time for a wake up call, though. Second
Yeah.
game left, 2 games left in the season. Teams riding high, get punched in the face and kicked in the nuts, and then next thing you know, here we are dominating the next game. And I'm honestly thinking it doesn't really matter who we play. A lot of guys say, I don't like playing the Seahawks because then that's 3 times in one season. And that's true. That is true. But at the same time, it comes a point in time where we got to turn the tide and we got to show them who's boss here. And it is past that time. Russell Wilson's gone. I'm so sick of the Seahawks dominating us. I would love to get them in the playoffs and spank them. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Right now, this game is looking pretty lame. Honestly, it's still 9-3, and it looks as cold as it was during the playoffs last year.
Yeah, it's probably going to turn up second half. That's the way they do it, man. That's Jared Goff since getting to the Lions. His offensive scoring seems to turn
Oh,
up in the second half. Same.
fumble!
Uh-oh.
Detroit recovered. A minute 16 left in the half.
Let's get
They
this
just
guy
they
a
literally just
live
kept Green Bay
play-by-play
from
reaction
scoring.
show.
That play would have put Green Bay at the 12 at Detroit's 12-yard line. They literally just kept them from scoring.
Ooh, nice. I saw that happen during the Chargers and Broncos game today as well. But yeah, man, one thing you touched on was the playoffs and the NFC, the way the playoffs might look. And I think the Eagles and Cowboys are looking like pretenders at this point. I feel really good with our shot at taking down the Eagles, man. This defense, the 49ers defense, exposing a young quarterback like Jalen Hurts. Because everybody forgets he's still pretty young, man. And I don't think they've really been tested yet by a real team, man. And I'm looking forward to it. I think the Niners will F them up.
Well, when it comes down to it, the Eagles got to play one more team before it becomes us. They got to play whoever the lowest seed is, and we're obviously going to be number 2 if we win the first round. Which I always say if I don't ever guarantee it, but we win the first round, move on to the second round, and then there's the Eagles, and they got to play the lowest seed, whoever that is. They could end up playing the Giants at their own stadium again, and the Giants with their backups actually didn't do too bad. They allowed 22 points, and I mean, put in your starters. That QB they have, David Webb, he did not look very good. I was wondering why didn't they play Tyrod Taylor, but maybe they didn't. Maybe they want to save both Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor just in case, right?
No, man. I thought it was Tyrod Taylor time. I told YTC Reels or Productions that YTC Productions, I was telling him that I believe in Tyrod Taylor. Don't sleep on him, man. Unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, and then they had David Webb in there. I mean, he was moving the ball, and there was a couple times where I thought they'd actually do something with it, but it didn't happen.
I got a bone to pick with the damn Giants, man. That really pisses me off that they didn't go and try and beat the Eagles out of the number 1 seed and try and take them down a peg.
I know they could have totally hosed their division opponent, and they chose to. Oh well, we're gonna pull our players out. We're gonna save them for round 1 when we go to the Vikings.
Bunch of hoes.
At that point, I'm pretty sure they figured out that it's going to be the Vikings, and it was just like, what's the? I mean, if you were them, would you have started your starters? I probably would have played them here and there.
I would have started.
Keep them warm, keep them in the rhythm.
I'll tell you.
I didn't see a lot of their star style players like Thibodeau. I didn't see a lot of those guys out there. It was like, okay.
Yeah, if it were me, I would have started the starters, man. Look at the 49ers, the way they started their starters. And really, I think if you got the shot to take one of your division opponents down a peg in the playoffs because you can play them really tough, you do it. Because that can really ultimately help you out going into the playoffs and rolling through your division opponent because they have to play another week. They don't get a bye week the first week. Now, if the Giants end up playing the Eagles somehow, the Eagles have a week of rest on them. So I think it would have helped them out a little bit, but who knows?
Well, if you think about it, the Giants, if they play the Eagles, they roll into Philadelphia again. I mean, I think Philadelphia has beat them twice on the season. Here they go playing them a third time. It's kind of like what we did with the Rams last year. We beat them both times during the regular season, and it wasn't the first victory. It was it was a good one. It was a good win. The second victory we squeaked it out. And it was to make the playoffs. And then we faced them in the NFC Championship game, and Jimmy G made what I thought was going to be his last throw as a 49er, and it was an inter.
Man.
And
Very.
that play, I was going, man. And there's a couple plays you can point at and say this is why we lost this game. There is a whole game full of plays that, if executed properly, would change the outcome of the game. It's not ever just one play.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it like there's a few plays in that game that I think could have possibly helped the outcome, like Tart being able to hold on to the interception. You never know what we would have done with the ball right there. And then Jimmy G not throwing that INT at the end. But at the same time, those guys were on it. He had a little bit over 2 seconds at that point, and they were on him. So our offensive line was not performing very well.
Oh my God, that's who I would put it on, man. That was terrible the way they were playing.
Yeah, I mean the Rams are just running right through our O line, and that's with Mack and Tomlinson, and Brunskill starting at right guard. And he seems to be playing. He played a pretty good game over at left guard today, though.
Yeah, as usual, man. He's really awesome, really solid. We'll probably have Aaron Banks next week, so that's something to look forward to as well. Let Brunskill rotate in and out with these guys. He was already doing that with Burford. But, one thing we talked about was A.J. Green having the opening touchdown to start the game, man. And one of the good things about the defense, and hopefully they've made adjustments, seeing where they went wrong last week, and how much of that was effort, how much of that was schematic adjustments. But AJ Green was basically non-existent from there on out after that touchdown. So that's really promising that the 49ers can erase and adjust like that. And that was actually one of CG's questions earlier too. So defensive adjustments as well. No points in the second half, given up. And they made David Blows look like David Blows. Yep. He sure looked like he blows, man. CG Ruthless 49ers Talk says, if we play Green Bay, we can't play like this earlier because Rodgers can take advantage. Record out the window. Yeah, like I said, man, I think this was weird to start the game. The 49ers, I think they're kind of just ready to get into the playoffs. And so they're kind of taking things easy a little bit, but then they kind of saw how close they were letting it get in the first half, and they decided to separate themselves. Once the playoffs come around, oh man, the 49ers are going to play a whole different brand of football than what we saw in these last two games. It's going to be all business. That's what I think.
I'm honestly thinking we were holding back the last couple games.
Yeah.
And I mean, we should. We're heading into the playoffs. We don't want to give away all our secrets, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if it's field goal range when the ball's that cold. We'll find out. They're at Detroit's at the 30. There's 15 seconds left. They have one timeout.
Cowboy Angel says Wolf Moon was yesterday. Yeah, I saw that. I was driving home. I saw it. Got a really deep urge to start howling, and I ended up not doing it because I don't want to scare everybody. So I had to hold it in, and I was kind of like, oh man. But yeah, thanks, Cowboy Angel. 3 interceptions on the game, man. We're talking about defense. Gibson doing badass, man. 2 interceptions himself. Almost had a pick 6, as well as George Odom was another safety with the second string that got an interception. So that was really cool, man. We have a lot of really good depth at safety, man. I love it. I know I've been calling for the possibility of maybe looking at Jimmy Ward and Tayshaun Gibson as the new safety tandem. I feel like today, as of right now, Hufanga has kind of redeemed himself a little bit. I think he took a look in the mirror, and he didn't allow any long touchdowns today. No big plays given up. So, yeah, let's continue to do what we've been doing all season with Hufanga. And if he starts screwing up again, have that next guy ready and in rotation. Got any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, we have Jimmy Ward,
Yeah.
So we could literally be rotating him in at safety, and have a Womack attack come play nickel. And Ambry Thomas has actually been out with an ankle injury.
Yeah.
And we have Janoris Jenkins and timeout.
Uh-oh.
They're actually in field goal range, 2 seconds left before the half, but I think it's a 50-50 chance if he makes it. I'll let you know.
Here's a good one right here. Cowboy Angel says, Cowboys lost today, LOL.
Oh, they got
I love that,
bad. The Commanders whooped them.
With the third string quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, where the hell's Heineke? What's going on here?
The Cowboys, if they won and the Eagles lost, they would have won their division. And I think they actually hold the tiebreaker over the Vikings. Do they? I think they do. And they would have been the second seed. We would have been the first seed if the Eagles lost. And the Eagles have been punted down to fifth seed and would be going to Tampa Bay to face the GOAT. Which I don't know if that's such a monumentous task this season, them being 8-9 and losing the game right before the playoffs. I don't know if they even had – I don't know if Tampa Bay rested their starters or not, though. I mean, I don't think they had anything to gain by playing them and winning this game, so they may have.
Tommy Huxley says, what's up, Ferris? He always comes up with the funniest the intros to the video. What's up, Tommy? Hope you're doing good today, man. Thanks for tapping in. CG Ruthless says, Wolfcast, you available tomorrow? I do have a show planned tomorrow with Ted H, signal caller, to do a show tomorrow, so I don't think so. I think I'll be on his show tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna co-stream or I believe I'm just gonna be on his show. So I have that planned tomorrow after I get off work and stuff. So I think I'm gonna be booked tomorrow.
Yeah, he's talking about the round check. It's on at I believe are you on Mountain Standard Time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then it'd be on at 7. I'm on Mountain Standard Time too. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap in. I probably won't be able to be on, but you guys go check that out too. CG does that every Monday. Tommy Huxley says, give the respect to Gibson. He has balled out lately. Yeah, man. That's one of the things I wanted to point out as well, talking about Hufanga. Tayshaun Gibson, for basically almost every touchdown that Hufanga has given up, Gibson has made an interception for that. So Tayshaun Gibson has 5 interceptions on the year. Hufanga has given up 6 touchdowns. I'm telling you, man, Gibson's balling out. That's one of the things we looked at when the 49ers brought Tayshaun Gibson in. He's a veteran that's been in the league for years, and he's known as a ball hawk. He has in years prior to this, what does he have, like 17 interceptions, I think?
I think he played for Chicago, and he was pretty good for him.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, he's when we signed him, I was like, he was pretty good in Chicago. We'll see what happens. Jimmy Ward was hurt, and then he come and took Jimmy Ward's job. So I was like, dang, right? But I mean, I'm honestly hoping we can keep him around for another year, maybe.
Oh yeah, man. He's definitely upping his stock a lot, man. So hopefully we can afford a guy like him. That's definitely part of having a young quarterback that doesn't really cost you any money. That's one of the great things about it. That's why you want to send Garoppolo out the damn door, because you don't want to spend any more money at quarterback. You want to save that for the rest of the team.
Yes, I
play
agree.
It smart.
Yep, Corey Davis, you're the GOAT, buddy. I'll probably come into your stream when I'm done here. Of course.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see if Brian pops in. I sent him a link as well. And yeah, bro, if you got to go at any moment, don't hesitate. You're good. I can carry on the show. I got plenty of information and stats to go off. But what's up, Corey? Hope you're doing good. Everybody go check out Corey Davis as well. That's his name on YouTube. He'll be streaming at 8 o'clock today. Mountain time. That confuses me, man.
Dang. He has 31 interceptions in his career.
I was going to say 27, but it sounded a little unrealistic. It was 27 before this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
27. I was like, that doesn't sound right, man. That sounds like too much. So I was like, I think it was 17, but yeah, I was 27. Now he has 32. He should have 32 because he had two in this game. So yeah, man, Tayshawn Gibson is balling out, guys. Again, if anybody's new to the channel and doesn't know, typically what I do to kind of sift through the comments is if you guys could please put four flame emojis like Corey Davis just did here. That's a great example in your comment/question, so we know to get to it specifically. That way, we don't have to sift through all the back and forth you guys have in the chats. We will know it's specifically for us, the panel. But back to Brock Purdy, man, because Brock Purdy had a pretty damn good game today. I think not his most statistically high-powered game, but he was 75% completion percentage, 15 of 20, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 178 yards. This guy, his touchdown to interceptions is 10-4. Touchdown to interceptions on the season so far, which is pretty good. It's
Hmm.
pretty decent. Could get a little bit better. We'll clean a couple things up, hopefully, going into the playoffs, rolling in hotter and pulling some stuff out of the woodworks with the play calling. But he's doing really good, man. Admirable job. He's badass. Got any thoughts on Purdy?
Um, I don't think we've seen the best of him yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he stepped up during the Raiders game and, started chucking the ball around here and there and, proved to have the clutch that we need, right?
Yeah.
And, but I honestly don't think we've seen him play his best football yet. And here we are going into the playoffs where, every team is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the kid shows no fear,
Yeah.
He looks like a 7-8 year veteran out there, and when he makes a mistake, it's like it doesn't look like it's lingering in his mind. He just moves on to the next play, forget it ever happens. I mean, he's got a great mentality for a young quarterback.
Oh yeah.
And who would have thought, being the last pick in the draft, that he would be this good?
Yeah, straight up, man. The confidence he has is so cool. Almost cocky, but I love it, man. I love the way he plays. I love the way he holds himself. He's really cool like a veteran, man. Yeah, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I really like the touchdown he threw on the move to George Kittle. Actually, I like both touchdowns he threw to George Kittle were really beautiful, each of them, man, in their own way. One to the left and one to the right. And even more beautiful was the toe drag by Kittle in the back of the end zone. That was really nice. I'm telling you guys, man. Why is Kelsey in the conversation with this dude, man? He's looking like a spring chicken once again, man. You give him a quarterback that's versatile, dynamic, and can actually make throws and go through reads like this. Look at him, man. He looks like a spring chicken. He's balling out. Kelsey can't do the stuff that Kittle does, man. And there's nobody that could tell me different. Show me on film the things that Kittle does that Kelsey can or cannot do. I will prove it to you. But yeah, man, on the move to the right, throws a beautiful dime where only Kittle can throw it to the right section of the end zone. Just beautiful stuff overall, man. I love what we have in Brock Purdy. Corey Davis says, "Who do you guys want to play in the playoffs, Seahawks or Green Bay?" Do you want to take that one first, David?
When it comes down to it, if I had my choice, I'd play the Seahawks because Geno Smith.
Yeah.
I really would. Aaron Rodgers is actually really kind of hot right now, although 6-9, the game tonight. So, but it's also freezing cold, which, believe it or not, last year before our playoff game at Lambeau, we had a couple podcasters go on one of our buddies' channels, and they're like, and they're Green Bay guys, and they're like, it's too cold, man. You guys ain't gonna be able to do anything. You ain't gonna be able to tackle. You ain't gonna be able to patch the ball. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. It's cold. It's like,
no.
your players are gonna be just as cold as our players. You know, come
Yeah,
on, man. We're gonna lose because of the cold. That's what they were saying the whole stream. It was ridiculous.
that's cute.
But we ended up winning that game, and those guys I've never heard a peep out of them since. To be honest with you.
Yeah, last year's Green Bay game gives me like this year's Vikings vibes, where they're like the kind of just like a one-trick pony. It's a Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams show, and now the Vikings, it's the Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson show. And so I'm pretty confident about playing any of those teams, man. The Vikings, I'm really confident over the whole NFC, if I'm being honest. I don't think there's a defense that can really stop the 49ers offense. It's way too dynamic, can hit you in so many different ways that I don't know if any other team can compete with this, can keep up with this, I should say, because we have a really good defense as well.
Dude, I
But
just saw. Sorry, the way I'm looking at my TV, I don't know if you saw that. Joe Burrow made a no-look pass into double coverage.
nice.
Wow.
We'll have to check that out after. But Corey Davis, to answer your question, from my answer as well as the Seahawks. Between Green Bay and the Seahawks, who would I rather play in the playoffs? It'd be the Seahawks. Um, I kind of think they're chumps, really, honestly. Uh, Not to be too
Hey,
disrespectful, but I think Green Bay is a better overall team. They have a better quarterback. Uh, Zone coverage, we play a lot. I think Aaron Rodgers would be able to pick that apart better than Geno Smith would. So that worries me a little bit, as well as them having a good defense. But, even if a defense can slow us down a bit, I don't think they can stop us. And it's just a matter of it, if the opposing offense can keep up with us.
I was honestly hoping the Seahawks would lose, and then Detroit would win, and we own Jared Goff or Jared Goof. Sorry, I said that
Jared
wrong.
Goof.
Jared Goof.
I said
Well,
that wrong.
we own him. That would have been like, and just the entertainment from having the Don Burr guy around in the chats. That would have been hilarious. But that's not happening. So it's either the Seahawks or the Packers. I'm
Crazy
even
Juice.
saying that wrong. Sea chickens. My bad.
What's up, Crazy Juice? He says special teams won us the game last year. Yeah, sure enough. Sure enough, man, because Garoppolo played pretty well throughout the game, but he just, of course, those oh no moments, those dickhead moments that he had kind of put us in more of a game than it should have been, because the offense was moving the ball better than Green Bay was. It's just like that interception he threw in the end zone. Cowboy Angel said he saw that pass you're talking about as well. Mitchell is back, man. Him and Debo as well as looking like spring chickens, I think, man. They looked really good, really promising. They look healthy, man. It looks great. They got a pep in their step. Mitchell averaged 11 yards per touch this game, per rush. That's pretty damn good. Got him.
What the
Go ahead.
heck?
So Mitchell got himself 11 yards on average per rush. This game, he got himself a touchdown in the first half, as well as CMC did. So he's looking really good, man. Debo was looking really good. I'm glad they didn't put too much on those guys. I think Mitchell didn't even – I don't think I saw him play the second half. Still go ahead.
Well, why even risk Mitchell in the second half?
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, I honestly think we're saving Mitchell, and we just plain need to save Mitchell. Oh boy, I'm trying to hook up my earbuds so I can use the mic on that. That actually sounds better, but I don't know if it's working.
All right. You figure that out, test it out a little bit.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
There we go. We're good. We're
Okay.
good now.
Sounds good.
I don't know if I sound better or not, hopefully.
One of the really cool things about this game, man, was we got to see basically all the running backs outside of Tevin Coleman. So that was really cool. We got to see CMC, of course, Elijah Mitchell, really even Debo Samuel, for everybody who calls him a wide back. We got to see him touch the ball a few times. Got to see JP Mason. JP Mason looked really good outside of the end of the game where, the Cardinals knew the 49ers were just going to run, which I didn't like too, man, because one thing you mentioned was Josh Johnson came into the game. I wanted to see him throw a couple passes, man. Let him get a couple reps before the playoffs, just in case, knock on wood, of course. But, yeah, man, TDP even came in the game at some point. So, yeah, man, they all look good. We're stacked at running back. They all got touches in this game. I thought it was really cool. But Elijah Mitchell and Deebo Samuel, the way they looked today was really promising. So I'm pretty happy about it.
And at the same time, they weren't in the whole game.
Yeah.
And they weren't overused. It's just a little touch here and there. Just get their feet wet, keep them warm, and then move. And then we started to blow them out, and then all the starters started getting pulled, and that was good to see. And what's most important about this game? What was the outcome that was the most important?
A win and health. There's two outcomes, I think.
There you go. The no injury thing. We came out healthy.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, Aaron Banks, he's looking like he might be able to go next week. We'll see, Wednesday, we'll see if he practices or not. Let's see, Kevin Givens. He was actually he was a limited participant in Thursday and Friday of last week. So that's a good sign that he's going to be back for the playoffs. And, having more guys and stuff in the middle, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And then
pretty much all the guys on the injury list should be back probably next week, I think. Outside of, I don't know if Garoppolo is still set for the division round because they said he's got 2 more weeks he's going to have the boot on. And I think that was the report from yesterday. So 2 weeks from yesterday, he can get the boot off.
The talk is NFC Championship game is as soon as he can return. And to all you guys on Twitter that are saying, let's play Jimmy and this. No. Kyle Shanahan has always gone with the hot hand. And, Brock Purdy is the hot hand. On top of that, we already know what Jimmy does in the playoffs with the 74.1 QB rating, 160 yards a game, 4 TDs, and 6 INTs. So I'm pretty sure we're going to find out, what Brock Purdy can do, and hopefully it's better than that.
Oh, it already has been better than that, man. So even if Garoppolo comes back, Purdy already won the starting role. There's no way in hell you can go back to Jimmy Garoppolo after this. After these 5 performances.
He's averaging, I believe his average was before the game. I had all this stuff written down. Okay. So I actually did a little bit of advanced stats here. So Jimmy G with no CMC, we were averaging 20.33 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. Jimmy G with CMC, we were averaging 25.4. And then you got Purdy with CMC, 32.6. That was all prior to the 38-point performance tonight. Mm-hmm. So that I guarantee you that's gone up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's insane. That's insane. A QB that's a little better than Jimmy, okay, maybe he's a little better.
Makes all the difference. Makes all the difference.
Oh, yeah, 7+ points a game, just by switching to a QB that is comfortable, poised in the pocket, and can actually make the plays.
Yeah, and if everybody notices too, when we tend to close out games, we play it conservative in a sportsmanship type of way where we can still score. We're in the red zone at the end of the game and we kind of just close it out and let the clock run out too. So we could be scoring more points with this team. I think there was a lot left out there today as well, especially in the first half. Like we said, we think they were playing a little conservative. I do like that I think Kyle Shanahan was being baited into calling a trick play after what happened on the very first offensive play of the game from the Cardinals. I was like, oh man, are we going to see it? Hopefully he just saves that for the playoffs. And sure enough, he did. So I think that was a positive, man, that he wasn't completely baited into it. RA in here says, and thanks for being here. He says, I want Mitchell, CMC, and Tevin Coleman as the running backs. I would put Tevin Coleman number 4 now after what we've seen from JP Mason. I think he's really, really good, man. But I really like Tevin Coleman too, even though he's getting up there in running back years. He's still when he's been given a shot, when he's been called upon, his number has been called, he's shown a lot of really good things. Of course, the 50-50 ball, but also his run plays as well, man. So I would like Tevin Coleman over TDP, but that goes, you have to look at all the special teams and stuff like that the 49ers are paying attention to and getting ready for on the roster as well. So special teams plays a role in choosing which guy is going to be up on the roster that day. But I really like Tevin Coleman.
And JP Mason is actually pretty good on special teams, so I guarantee you he'll be up on the roster.
Yeah. I do, like I said, though, man, I do like Tevin Coleman more than I like TDP, though. If I had to choose a running back, I'd pick Tevin Coleman.
Hey, G9 Garage, what's up, buddy? I am so with you. That is hilarious. Why would you do that?
Yeah, straight up. You know what was a crazy thing today? You guys, I know you guys remember this. They tried a run play with Brock Purdy today. What do you have any thoughts on that? What was your initial thought when you saw that?
I think it might have been Kyle Shanahan just trying to make a little tape for a little extra something for the next team we play to look at.
Yeah.
And to prepare for, but I don't see him running Brock Purdy. I mean, if he hasn't learned his lessons from what happened to RJ3 and Trey Lance, come on, man.
Yeah.
Don't run. Don't run your quarterbacks. They're not running backs.
That is not
and that's exactly it. I mean, take the RPOs out of the playbook, please. Yeah. If the guy needs to use his legs to extend the play, that's the whole point of a mobile quarterback. Be a thorn in the defensive side. Defensive backs hate that. They absolutely hate that when a quarterback, it's like the defensive line has him and he squirts out of the pocket, rolls to his right or his left, looking downfield. Defensive backs hate that because now they're covering for 6 to 8 seconds versus 3 to 5 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and look at the problems we have with mobile quarterbacks, which a lot of that has to do with our aggressive style too, I think, because the defensive line's rushing and they're all just trying to get there and penetrate, but and they go too far and they give the quarterback a hole to run,
Yeah.
So, and I mean with Greenlaw out, and he'll more than likely be back this next game.
Yeah.
I honestly think it would have been a good idea to bring Jimmy Ward up, play him at third linebacker, and look, I like Womack at nickel. I don't see a problem with this whatsoever. But bring him up, let him play third linebacker, and when we need more defensive backs out there, you don't even need to change guys out. He's already out there, and he could spy the quarterback. But that's just my thoughts on that situation.
Yeah, I did see them do that with Hufanga a couple times. And I think he would be the better guy suited for it than Jimmy Ward, just because I think he's more of a heavy hitter, more like a linebacker style. And I think Jimmy Ward is a little more corner style, even though he does lay himself out there for big hits. And then of course Hufanga's more of the spring chicken. He's a younger guy. G9 Garage says, I don't have flame emojis. All right, man. Yeah. I still check comments that don't have flame emojis. It's just, I make sure to get to the ones with the emojis first, because I know those ones are for us, and I'll try and fill in time with everybody else that I can get in the comments. But he says, with the abundance of running backs going into the playoffs, who do you guys think will be used the most and how? I think that question's already been answered throughout the regular season. Even when Elijah Mitchell has been healthy, CMC's always been the guy, and they tend to kind of split it between a full game. So each running back gets half of a game. You got the opener and you got the closer in the second half. So we'll see if they continue that trend, but I like running back rotations better.
When it comes down to it, I mean, CMC is going to be opening the game. He's our starter.
Yeah.
And I would honestly like to see a rotation. You know, we're using a 3-headed monster last time, during the 2019 run.
2019, yeah.
And I don't see why we couldn't do that. I mean, Jordan Mason busted off a 55-yard run against the Sea Chickens, to steal that game.
Yeah.
And that's another perfect example of we could have scored more points right there, but we chose to just close the game out, and be good sport. But against the Sea Chickens, let's not be good sports. Let's hand JP the ball and let him score that TD, please, But that's just me being ruthless because of how they've been, But
the way G9 Garage,
you could have picked that if you had better hands.
The way G9 Garage has structured his question, so I would say CMC, of course, like we said, that's the starter.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, it's it goes without saying, CMC is the more dynamic weapon overall, and he just happens to play running back. So he's going to get more touches, more looks than anybody else. He even played outside wide receiver today, ran a really nice route too as well. Caught a outside corner, a comeback route that was really nice, man. So when it comes to all the running backs, CMC is going to get more touches than everybody, as long as he stays healthy, and hopefully that's the case. Then you got Elijah Mitchell, then it's going to be JP Mason in that order, and I don't think that's in question at all whatsoever.
No.
Barring any health concerns.
CMC is way the dynamic weapon. We can we can put him and Juice out there, and then all of a sudden, change the formation, and he splits out to being the slot receiver while Juice is back there ready to pass block for Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all seen this, and it makes it kind of a nightmare for defenses to prepare for us. Is just having CMC. So.
Yeah, straight up. The difference in points has shown alone, like you said earlier in the show, was the comparison of points that we had scored prior to acquiring CMC versus afterwards, and then now that Brock Purdy is the quarterback as well. Shout out to Brandon Ayuk today, man. He broke 1,000 yards on the season today, man. So shout out to Brandon Ayuk. Congratulations, man. Even though he was underutilized for a lot of spots in the season, he still broke 1,000 yards, man. So I think in the playoffs, it's starting to show that chemistry is building with him and Brock Purdy. So I think it's really going to come on, and it's just awesome because I think the defense is balling out, man. They've been balling out. Just continuing the playoffs to play great defense, and this offense is firing on all cylinders, man. So I don't think you can mess things up with this team. I feel really good about our Super Bowl championship chances.
That's the truth.
Yeah. JJ Watt, that guy, this was probably his last game. He announced he's retiring after this game. So I don't know what's going on with the press conference and stuff like that. I don't know if they have any plans yet as far as that goes. But, do you think there's a chance that him looking across the field, he might come out of retirement? If he doesn't make it official, his retirement, do you think there's a chance JJ Watt comes out of retirement to come play for the 49ers next year?
I would love to have him, buddy. I mean, yeah, we have Drake Jackson, you know, and pretty much when it comes to next year, we only have two of the two edges under contract, Nick Bosa and Drake Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to add J.J. Watt because he's
Right.
big enough to the point he'd be that guy. He'd be that guy we take the big run stopper out for, and we could put him in. We could put him inside, you know, and he'd pass rush from any position. I would love to have J.J. Watt.
Yeah, he gave our
He
O-line
did go out big though. 2 sacks this game. He went out big.
Yeah, he gave our O-line some trouble today, man, as well as Brock Purdy. Yeah, man, it'd be really cool to get J.J. Watt over here, man. I think he was over there on the opposite sideline contemplating, looking at the 49ers the way they look and saying, hey, man, I kind of want to go play over there now. Sorry, wife. What was her name? Like Kate. It was like Kate or something like that. But it's the kid 916 says, what's up, faithful? Let's go. Dope aim flag. Hey, aho. Shout out to you, man, for knowing what that is. That's what's up, man. And thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, the flag behind me, that's the aim flag. American Indian movement. Yeah, thanks for tapping in. G9 Garage says, I was giddy as a kid on Christmas morning seeing Mitchell back with CMC slashing those defenders. That 1-2 punch is scary. Yeah, it's definitely scary for the rest of the league, man. That's what I love about it, that it's on our side. So it looked really good. Even Debo, like I said, man. So, man, this offense, man, we better win the Super Bowl this year. I feel really good about it. How do you think Lenore's going to fare in the playoffs? Do you think he's going to be a liability?
He's played pretty good, you know. And I think teams are going to try to take advantage of him, but it's up to him to not let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also up to D'Amico Ryans to give the guy a little bit of help, you know, safety help here and there. We can adjust, and that's more than likely what's going to happen. You know, D'Amico Ryans is a good coach. He's a head coach candidate for a reason. And whatever team ends up with him is going to be lucky, you know.
Yeah.
And I hope wherever he goes they do it right. But you know, he can build a team and have a Super Bowl window way down the road because it's our turn right now.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I really hope he stays, man. It's not out of the question yet. I never leave anything, stone unturned.
He could say, you know what? Thanks for the interview. I like being with the 49ers, and you know, I'm just going to stay there. And Jed York, I mean, you know, we can't hold a guy back if he wants to be a head coach. You know, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But Jed York need to realize the coach's salary does not count against the cap.
Yep.
If you want to pay the man like he's a head coach to keep him around, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Make that a nice hefty contract. Make it while D'Amico Ryans, ever since Robert Saleh left, this defense is D'Amico Ryans' baby. So hopefully he's too attached to this defense where he wants to continue to build a dynasty with Kyle Shanahan. And I just really hope that's the case, man. I'm going to go put down my tobacco and pray on that. But Raphael 5629er says touchdown Lions. What's the score right now?
It just went to commercial. I didn't even see. I was all focused on the stream.
Of course.
Hold on. When it comes back, I'll catch it though.
Okay.
It was 12-9 last time I glanced up. But if the Lions scored a touchdown, that means it's probably 16-9, 16-12. That's a weird football score.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's something you wouldn't predict. Okay, so another shout out to Brock Purdy real quick, man. We talked about how really good he's been playing this season in his rookie year, third string quarterback. Just the stories around this kid is really cool, especially if he goes to the Super Bowl, which is going to be in Arizona, where he's from. He grew up and played high school football, won. And they actually showed, if you guys are watching the broadcast, they showed a picture of Brock Purdy in a Cardinals jersey accepting an award for best high school quarterback, I believe it was, best high school quarterback in Arizona. So he was in the Cardinals stadium accepting an award for that in a Cardinals jersey. So how ironic. But he's the first rookie. He broke the rookie record for most touchdowns in a season on the 49ers, man. So that's pretty badass. Shout out to him. I think one of the things going into the playoffs that if we had to pick anything offensively, there's a couple things we could pick, I think, but one of the things that worries me is he's not very good at the quarterback sneaks. That was ugly, man.
That's definitely something they can practice and they can work on. For sure. That's definitely something they can work on.
Got to keep his chest low, man. You can't. I understand trying to get the forward progress with the ball over the line, trying to reach up high, but you got to keep your body low so you could get that push. And that's what Garoppolo used to do. If you pay attention to the way he quarterback sneaks, he keeps his knees bent, his torso low, and dives through the pile. So that's what Purdy's got to do. He's got to work on that. But hopefully we could get that figured out, man, because I hope, and it looks like it, that the 49ers are scoring so many points that it doesn't come down to a quarterback sneak. But if it ends up coming down to that, I'm going to be very, very worried. Juwan Jennings had another drop today. Luckily, he didn't bat this one up into the air. He didn't set it like in volleyball for an interception this time. But, he has his good plays and his bad plays, man. Hopefully, and I think he's a gamer, especially when it comes to the playoffs. We saw it last year. I think he's going to correct some of this stuff and ball out. You got any thoughts on what you saw from Jennings today?
I think his hands have kind of been an issue going back till I'd say his rookie year, but he was actually hurt his rookie year, believe it or not. And yeah, he needs to work. He needs to work on his concentration when it comes down to it.
Yeah,
because he's about to catch the ball. His mind's also on what am I going to do next. So throw the what I'm going to do next down the road a little bit because you ain't caught the ball yet. Catch the ball, then figure out who you're going to stampede over.
Yeah.
I mean that's how it works. That's what we do, right? We're there's the Yak brothers and Debo Samuel, Ayuk, and Jennings. They'll catch a ball and they'll run a fool over, and pick up an extra 5-6 yards after that. And it just really depends. Is it 13-9? They're not showing the score. Yes, it is 13-9.
Yeah. It seems like Jennings is having like one or two of those a game, but I really like that he bounces back and they're not afraid to go back to him because after that play, they ended up going back to him on a quick slant and he got it, made up for the play that he dropped. So yeah, man, clean it up a little bit, man, but I still like what I'm seeing from Jennings. He's really cool. And I like that as our wide receivers, they all have like different builds, if you notice. Jennings is like the tall, big guy. Ayuk is like the lengthy, slender wide receiver that can still block really well. And his type of yak is more like making people miss and more finesse, I would say. Not to down talk him, but it is a little more finesse. He's not like Debo and Jennings, but it's good, man. It lends itself to good style and helps our offense out, I think. But Bosa didn't get his sack record for the season. That's unfortunate, but he did get a sack where he was being held. So that should count as 2 sacks.
Yeah. It definitely should. Well, Bosa's not a guy that, really cares about stats. He wants to win.
Yeah.
And he's on a mission this year. He wants a ring. And, if he goes off during the playoffs and, we get a ring, then his price just goes up even more. But that's okay. The cap's going up, and the Niners have all kinds of flexibility. So when it comes down to it, that is okay. Pay the man. You're not going to find another pass rusher like him in the draft. There's no way.
Yeah, straight up. I like that, man. That's true. That would have counted against the cap. That's a good point that I kind of forgot about. But yeah, I love the mentality that this regime has brought in over the years. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch building this team with a certain mindset that they want to go out there and win, man. If they gotta, like, offensively, if you got to block to get the rock, you got wide receivers, tight ends, running backs. Everybody's willing to do it, and everybody's going to get their turn to shine, and they're going to win as a team. No matter who's going to be balling out which game, it's not going to be the same guy over and over again. It's going to be everybody's getting a chance and making things more versatile and more threatening to the other team. Same thing defensively, man. I love it. But T.Y. McGill got a sack as well today, man. So shout out to him. Halfback. I really like the halfback draw on 3rd and 17 for a first down by CMC. Do you remember that play?
Nope.
Okay. So I really like this play call, man, because it's pretty ballsy. Kyle Shanahan on 3rd and 17 calls a halfback draw to CMC. So he runs the ball on 3rd and 17 and gets a first down, man. I love that. That's damn cool. Shows CMC's talent, just the balls this team has and their ability to make things happen, man. It's really cool. Yeah, man. Let's keep it going. I think we're gonna close out the show. If nobody else has any questions or comments before we go, 49ers, I think they played a really good game today. I think they started out conservatively. I don't think that's going to happen in the playoffs. The 49ers are going to come out with their hair on fire and be ready to ball out and out physical all the teams, man. And we get a home game, guys. No matter what, 49ers get a home game in the playoffs, guys. So I just love everything about what's going on right now. We could have clinched the number 1 seed earlier in the season. We dropped the ball there. That's their own fault. So now we got to deal with it and deal with the number 2 seed instead. But either way, man, I'll take it.
The thing is, we're guaranteed 1 home game. We got to win that one. Then we'll get another one if we win that one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's much nicer than having to go on the road all over the place. The players can stay at home with their families. They're going to be happier. If we have to, it's too far ahead. We'll talk about the Eagles Stadium when we get there. But in my opinion, the place is a dump. It's like it's a landfill. You needs to be burnt down and rebuilt. That place is like it is. It's bad. There's actually a couple videos of opposing teams' fans walking in, and you can see how the fans in Philly are, and it's like, dude, come on, like, come on, really? But yeah, they're horrible.
Touchdown Packers. But yeah, man. Apparently that stadium, I've never been there, but apparently everybody says it smells like brotherly love.
Yeah. A urinal with old stale beer spilt all over it. Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yep.
God damn. What the heck? But yeah, guys, we're gonna close out the show. If nobody else has any comments or questions for us, really appreciate everybody being here. Feel really good about the 49ers and their positioning going into the playoffs, and I'm pumped up about it, man. I'm gonna be on with Ted Talks tomorrow. So you guys go check him out. Go check out Corey Davis right now on his channel. He's streaming a post-game show. David, thanks for being here as always. And David will have his own show pretty soon as well.
Yep.
But yeah, everybody, please, before you leave, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, man. I really would. Like and subscribe. Bosa that like button and the subscribe button. CYA.
Hey, careful! You don't want them breaking their device.
Hey, that's true, man. Okay, Brock Purdy quarterback sneak that like and subscribe button.
There you
All
go.
right. All right, Niner gang, we're out. Thanks everybody for being here, and stay tuned because we're going to be streaming throughout the week, man. David, thanks as always. Take care, everybody.
Sweet.
Go
Go
what's up?
Niners.
Go Niner gang. Hell yeah.